What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a good Friday night. Hopefully better than what I'm seeing out there right now. But I think we're going to do a little talk about censorship. I'm not sure if any of you guys saw this or not. And maybe I see them starting to flow in, so maybe I'll take a little bit of time. But we're going to be talking about censorship tonight. Because what I saw today from Twitter and others, really, is absolutely insane. This is the kind of stuff that would make Chairman Mao really proud. So if you guys haven't noticed yet, Twitter permanently banned my father from its platform, so to speak. You know, it's not a platform. They like to pretend it's an open platform, but obviously it's not. They did this, I guess someone told me, because he said he wasn't going to attend Joe Biden's inauguration. I'm not sure what's offensive about that, but I guess they were just looking for any excuse. But think about that. If they can ban the President of the United States, who can't they ban? Who won't they ban? I mean, I know the Ayatollah is on there. And he's said publicly he wants to eliminate the state of Israel. He'd nuke them if he could. That's not banned. Regimes that take homosexuals and throw them off of building rooftops, they are not banned. They're not even censored. They're not even shadow banned, let alone outright suspended permanently. That's going on. Now, what's even scarier then is I saw something in the news about Apple. Apple then got on Parler and said they were going to think about banning Parler from the App Store if they didn't put in some sort of defined methodology by which to censor people. Now, notice how that censorship, it only goes one way, right, folks? You're only in the echo chamber. And that's the reality. What's happened right now in the United States and what's happened on these social media platforms is they have killed free speech in America. Big tech has destroyed free speech. Now, people will say, oh, they're private companies. But they're not. They receive all sorts of benefit from the government. They receive liability protections. This is why Republicans blew it as usual, not pushing for 230 reform. These guys get so much, and they decide who sees what message that is, and that message only goes one way. What I wanted to do, and I wanted to make sure you guys all knew this as well, is just go on my website. It's just donjr.com, DONJR.com. At the top of the website, I put up something now where you can literally just put your email on there. Put your email in, sign up right now on donjr.com, because I imagine because I'm a conservative and because I'm vocal and because I'm willing to engage and have it out with the leftists on Twitter, they don't like you if you question them, if you question their ideas, regardless of how asinine they may be. They don't want that. So I figured I'm getting thrown off these platforms, probably inevitably with all the other conservatives, like my father. And so just go to donjr.com, type in your email, and that way, wherever I land, wherever I end up, whatever platform it is, maybe it's in the form of a newsletter, we can stay in communication. As you guys know, I spend a lot of time on social. I spend a lot of time trying to grow my platform. I try to stay engaged. I try to come up with good stuff for you guys. I try to be open and honest. I try to give you my opinion on what's going on. I try to give you behind the scenes. They even take some of those things and, turn them into things that they're not, most likely deliberately, but, who knows? It's absolute nonsense. But in the event that I'm thrown off of these platforms, if you go to donjr.com, put in your email at the top, I will have it. Then I will send you a newsletter, let you know where I land. That way, we always are in communication. The reality is this: these guys have way too much power, but they're not going to silence me. They're not going to stop me from talking. They may take away, some pretty powerful platforms to be able to do so that I've curated and built and spent a lot of time really growing, and I guess they can eliminate that. Now, I've seen some of the most vile stuff on the internet, on Twitter. Just do a search for yourself. You can find some pretty sick things. But that they would ban the President of the United States. By the way, perhaps taking away a platform by which he could communicate to the American people in the event of an emergency. I mean, he is still the President of the United States. That's how sick it has gone. But it also is how powerful these guys have become. They've actually probably surpassed government in their power. Now, nothing happens because the Republicans are too weak to do anything about it, and the Democrats don't care because they have a 100% home team player on the Democrat/leftist communist side, willing to side with anything that they say, willing to oppress and censor anyone that goes against them. So for the Democrats, I guess they look at it as a win-win and they don't really care about free speech. But big tech has destroyed free speech in America. It no longer exists. If you're not a leftist and a part of that elite special few that big tech deems worthy of a platform, you don't have one. And even if you do, it can be taken away at any second. That's not free speech, folks. So do yourselves a favor. You want to stay in touch with me? Go on donjr.com, just donjr.com, and put in your email. Even if it's like a backup email, whatever it is, that way, whatever happens, when they go through and they finish getting rid of all the conservatives on their platform, at least I will have an email to shoot you some info, let you know where I land, give you the, info on my family. I can tell you what my father's doing, whatever it may be. I just sort of thought of it today because I say this is really getting out of hand. It's truly sick. And disgusting, and we better wake up to what these guys are doing. We better wake up to how powerful they have become, because really they have surpassed government, in their abilities. And again, the Democrats are fine with that because they'll let them, they'll help them manipulate their message. They'll help them smother their competition. They'll cover up the craziness that's gone on, like the Hunter Biden stuff, just magically disappears. I have a feeling it wouldn't have disappeared if it was Don Jr. taking money from the Chinese, hiding from child support and alimony, knocking up strippers, things like that. If it was Don Jr., it'd be front page news. It would be used and weaponized when it's someone from the left, like a Biden or, frankly, anyone else. Let's just pretend it never happened, right? Kamala Harris plagiarizing Martin Luther King because she wanted freedom, F-W-E-E-D-O-M, as a 2-year-old child. Yeah, I'm sure that's what she was asking for. She wanted freedom, plagiarized Martin Luther King in a couple of her books as recently as October, in another one, like all these things. No problem. You don't even hear about it. They won't even talk about it because our media is dead, big tech is helping them, and they've been taken over by the left. So go to donjr.com. It's my personal website. That way, my affiliate, where I can send you an email, let you know where I end up, let you know what I'm going to be doing. Because honestly, when I look at what's happening right now, again, Chairman Mao would be very proud of the Democrats and of big tech. He would be a huge fan of this, where there can only be one source of information, or in this case, propaganda, when it comes to the Democrats. So do yourselves a favor. If you're into what I do, if you're into the content that I create, I'm going to keep doing it. It'd be nice to have a platform, but if they're not going to let me do it here, go to donjr.com. You can see it there in my link. I'll put up there. It's just, again, my own website. It's where I've, sent you for liberal privilege for my book or whatever it is. I literally just had, added in there a place where you can put your email. It'll populate it. That way I can shoot you some information, let you know what I'm up to, let you know what my family's up to, let you know what my father's up to. You guys can check it out. And that way we can stay in touch if and when big tech inevitably shuts all of us down. So go check it out, donjr.com. It's pretty simple, but I look forward to seeing you guys there. In the meantime, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Hopefully you get to spend some time with your families, do some of the stuff that matters, but having a dialogue and being able to talk also matters. Having discourse also matters. I've gotten much more in my life from having discourse, even if I didn't agree with it, by actually having a conversation rather than being force-fed one-sided talking points. That's not how you develop. That's not how you grow. That's not how you get smarter. Have the dialogue, be willing to engage, and make sure you hear the other side. It's why people say, well, why do you stay on Twitter? Why don't you just go onto one of the places that's just a conservative, bubble? And, the reality is I'll probably end up there because I may not have a choice. I may not have another option. But the reality is I actually want to be an area where there is alternate viewpoints, where there are differing opinions, where I can have it out with someone else and let the best ideas win. That's what America was founded on. That kind of free speech and the arguments around that in a good way. Peacefully speaking your mind and having a battle of wits and opinions. Those things mattered. They formed America. They made America great. But honestly, that notion is dead today. That notion doesn't exist, and it's been eliminated by leftist groupthink. It's been eliminated by people and cancel culture, all propagated by the left. And it's been eliminated by big tech and social media platforms who are dominated, 99.999% by leftists who only think one way and couldn't even imagine thinking a different way. They can't even see an alternate viewpoint. So go to donjr.com, join the mailing list, join the email list. I'll start thinking about what I'm going to do with that. It's sort of like I said, I literally came up with it today, but I saw what was going on. I said, hey, before they throw me off, let me get ahead of it. Let me get, a way that I can communicate with you guys, my loyal followers. You guys have been absolutely awesome. Truly, you guys mean a lot to me, and I want to make sure that we can stay in touch that way. So in a worst case scenario, if I get thrown off the platforms, we will see you there, and I'll let you know what I'm up to next. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys have a great weekend. Give my best to your families. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a good Friday.